Hello there, Star Wars fans, and welcome back to rebelscum.com for some awesome content. And we've had this bit of content that we've been working on for you guys for a while now. One of the first things we did when we took the reins for rebelscum.com, we just so happened to be in Florida at the time. So we decided, let's do a full-on overview and review of Galaxy's Edge. Now, we did this summer of 2021, so it's been a little bit since then, obviously, and we wanted to go into, of course, all the things Galaxy's Edge had to offer, all the things we could do for going in last minute, and there are some do's and don'ts if you go to plan a trip for Galaxy's Edge or you decide to go on a whim or last minute. And there's a lot of really cool stuff that Galaxy's Edge has to offer. We had an absolute blast, even though we were working and filming pretty much the whole time we were there. And also keep in mind, with different things ramping up, Disney has been doing a lot to try and keep people safe during COVID and all of that stuff. So make sure you guys are staying safe, wearing masks, and just, well, doing what you can to keep yourself safe. I hope you guys enjoy this content. This is something, like I said, we've been working on for a little while now. Of course, there was a lot of footage that we filmed, but then there was a lot of putting together and other editing that went into this as well, which is part of why it took so long to get this content to you. So we hope the wait was well worth it. We hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for more. Look at that!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Disney Skyliner at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
So we're on our way to
We hope you enjoyed
Epcot. It was a little complicated
Now wave goodbye
getting
to
our
your adored fans below.
entry sorted.
Bye.
So we did this the worst possible way.
Yeah.
We did not make reservations because we were supposed to have reservations set up on the back end through a different department,
But
and they dropped the ball, which is fine.
it happens. But there is a convoluted way to still go to Galaxy's Edge, even if
You don't have a reservation.
you don't have a reservation. It's complicated, it's difficult, and
it's
more expensive.
So that way in is buy a park hopper for whatever park has
available.
reservations when you get here.
If there is any,
Go check in at that park and then come back to whatever park you actually want.
when the time is available. And now it is. So we're here. We're about to walk into Hollywood Studios. This is the little card you got here. This is my ticket.
Yep.
And all you do is you walk up to these neat little things. You boop it, it goes green, and you're good to go. And the last one.
And we're in.
We're here for our Star Wars community, and we're bringing you all kinds of new content here to rebelscum.com.
And we're going to try to have some fun while we're at it.
That's right. And there's the legendary Imperial AT-AT in front of Star Tours. The ride that really was here, it was the first of Galaxy's Edge. Before Galaxy's
The
Edge was
seed.
even conceptualized.
The seed that spawned Galaxy's Edge.
There
you
it
might
is.
say.
The first Star Wars attraction ride, Star Tours.
That keeps getting better and better.
It's always changing. It's always changing. We're about to ride Star Tours. Now, this is going to be a return for me and Josh, but it's been a while. I haven't ridden this ride in over 10 years. Now, this is a first for Mikey. He's very excited. So here we're waiting at the dock. We're getting ready to get onto the Star Speeder to go on our Star Tour. Now, what's cool about Star Tours is the ride is never the same every time you ride it. It has a different randomizer configuration, but the story's different every time. The tour is different every time. It takes you through the galaxy. There's always going to be some kind of conflict going on, but you're never in the same era every time. So sometimes you could be going over Naboo and stuff in the prequel era, or Hoth in the original trilogy, or maybe even Jakku or something in the sequels. You never know.
There's no time to lose. Off with you. Go on. Go.
Enjoy, and thanks for flying with Star Tours.
That was awesome. The tour we got to go on was through the sequel trilogy era. So we got to go to one of the Endor moons. We got to see the ruins of the Death Star. We got to go to Crate. We got to go to
Batu.
And now we've landed at Galaxy's Edge.
At Galaxy's Edge on Batu. So that's where it ended for us. It was awesome. I hadn't gotten to see any of that footage.
The best part by far
Yeah.
is once the Death Star is sunk,
Right.
the Dianoga
There were
spawns,
so many Dianogas.
and there's a whole swarm of
That
them.
was so cool. Yep, this is the gift shop 2 Star Tour. So anytime you come off the ride, it leads right into the shop. And you can buy all kinds of awesome merch, which of course we're going to be hanging the left once we get out of here and going right over to Galaxy's Edge. So stay tuned for that.
Welcome to Batu.
Alright guys, we're walking in it right now. First reactions. This is my first
All
time
right,
here.
first time.
Hey, look, Gingy would be happy they didn't have gone droids.
Guys, the details, you cannot look anywhere and not feel
This really
like
brings
it's
you
all
in.
Star Wars.
These are our first steps into Star Wars itself, guys. It's awesome. There's so much to see. Look at all the buildings in the background. You can see all the towers. We are in Black Spire now on Batu.
No, we're in Batu. We're not in Black Spire Outpost yet.
Oh, we're not?
No.
Oh, I thought the whole thing was Black Spire Outpost. Okay. One of the workhorses of the Resistance fleet, the RZ-2 A-Wing. Full-size, to scale.
Relay units in sectors 3 and 4 on deck. All these perimeter comms equipment scheduled to be offline in 5 hours.
That's awesome. That's a nice touch. Very awesome. And now over here, we're coming over. There's another starship of the Resistance. There is a T-70 X-Wing starfighter.
All I'm saying is Poe is touted as the best pilot, right?
Right.
It's a good thing he didn't go against my boy Kylo Ren,
That's true.
because the T-70
That's true.
can't match a silencer or a whisper.
Now, we're not going to get too close to it right now because as you can see, there's a lot of families here that are excited to get their pictures with it. But that's one of the wonderful things you can do here is a resident here of the Outpost will take your photo with you and your family or your other loved ones at the X-Wing. Walk right over here and you can get your own personal handheld moisture evaporator
That's right.
that you can carry around with you.
But more important than the merch, guys, look at these details.
Just the little knick-knacky pieces from the galaxy far, far away. And we're continuing right along with our tour here at Galaxy's Edge.
So as you go around to the right of the T-70, and we're past the turrets and the A-Wing and all that, you go around to on the right side of the T-70, and we are walking down towards Black Spire Outpost.
Now we're walking up to Black Spire. For real this time.
All right, Mikey, what are you thinking? Like this big tough guy. First impressions.
I'm loving it. Star Tours was
So
awesome.
excited. After walking
Details
around and
everywhere.
doing some shopping stuff, you might want to grab a bite to eat. You can take a quick rest here. Look, they've got meat cooking there. You've got a hot engine set up.
So they're closed right now, but this is where you would get your Ronto wraps and some of the other really cool stuff.
I don't care who the Millennium Falcon belongs to. I want to know why it's here.
There she is. It's the big girl herself.
There it is. The Millennium Falcon. The legendary hunk of junk that everybody loves.
So a little bit of change of pace. I just wanted to give you all the financial side of things. So we're here at Docking Bay 7, Food and Cargo. And we're trying to get some food. The problem is, they do not let you go inside at this point to order your food. So we had to make sure that we had the app downloaded. We had a QR code that we had to scan, or we could just do it through the app. The QR code actually didn't work for us. That's why I had to download the app. I think we all got, what did we get? It was some weird chicken meal with a side and something. But just so you know, there's 3 of us here, and it was $65. Was it? Yeah, the fried chicken tip-tip and Dorian tip-tip. So it's like $65 for 3 people, just so you guys know what you're getting into. It is an experience. The food is really good here. I can speak from experience, but make sure that you plan accordingly. So if you bring a big party out here, guys, you probably want to eat before you get to the park or after you leave, unless you're just balling like that. All right, guys, so we just got the notification that our food is ready. This is what Docking Bay 7 looks like. Man, you would think that John Hammond did this place. They spared no expense. All right, so here's an idea of the menu. And we'll make sure to get, go ahead and grab a picture of that.
Look at all that. How awesome
Yo.
is that?
So, my guy,
Yeah.
first time here.
It's been pretty nice. There's just so much to see. It really is overwhelming. There's so much to look at.
You can't
So
look
many Easter
anywhere.
egg little things to point out and
You
look
have no
at
idea, dude.
and see. You like over there. You've got a little carbonite freezing chamber right there, freezing some small creature for later. You know, just little stuff everywhere. All references all over the place. There's a
And the more you know about Star Wars, the more you get out of this.
right, and look, there's like all these little cargo containers here that people are eating out of, and there's a cargo container hanging from the ceiling.
And look, there's a giant garbage can over there.
There is a giant garbage can over there.
over
That
there,
one's actually
Gingy.
got its legs on. Look at that Gomp droid.
Heckin' good.
And the food wasn't too bad either.
The food was actually pretty good. I really thought it was just one big, thick chicken tender.
Yeah.
It's not. It was legitimately
It was like
actual white meat.
Yeah, it was
half
a fried
of
chicken breast. Yep. It was
And
good.
It was. And Mike was telling us when he finished, he was like, "Dude, that was a perfect portion." So yeah, it was expensive for what it is.
Oh yeah.
It was chicken, broccoli,
You got
and
like a
macaroni
little
and
scoop
cheese.
of broccoli and a little scoop of mac. It was like almost $20 a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Well,
was-
with the drink, it was about
it was-
$20 a person.
It was quite a bit. And that was just for the regular, not to go, not refill drink. You don't get
Right.
refills out of this either. So keep that in mind. There are refillable containers you can buy throughout the park
I
and
think we
here.
might have to do that.
And so if you want to get a drink to go and carry it around with you, you got to get one of those.
What are you most excited to see at this point? We're not going to be able to do Rise of the Resistance. This was kind of a last minute thing.
And they're right. Rise of the Resistance has a crazy long wait no matter when you come.
It's not even a wait, it's a virtual queue. So if you plan on getting on Rise of the Resistance, you have to make sure you're up at 7 a.m. when the queue goes live. Refresh. Just pretend that you're pre-ordering something. You guys know how this goes.
Right.
And make sure that you get in that queue. And then whenever it says, okay, your group is ready, you got to be there. Because you're not going to get another chance.
Nope.
So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to cover that on this trip, but we will be able to cover the Smuggler's Run.
Yeah, and that's
Which we'll probably
that's
do
probably
next.
what we'll do next. Yeah, so there's other wonderful sights to see. We haven't even seen the first order portion of this outpost yet, which we'll get to that too. I'm very excited for that.
What's awesome though is there's all this stuff for the guys. And
There's so
for the ladies.
much.
There's all this stuff for Star Wars fans.
Right.
But then there's a lot for non-Star Wars fans.
So much
It's a true theme park
for everything.
in addition to everything else.
Yeah. Yep.
So you could bring your kids, they could hate Star Wars, they're still going to have a
They're
good time.
still gonna have a good time.
I mean, you might want to leave them somewhere, but
unless they just choose to not have a good time, unless they're just focusing on having a bad time, they're gonna have a good time.
yeah.
Yeah.
So far, so tickets were $2 something a person.
And that was for
And we've
our roundabout extra life
That's
hacky
the-
way of getting in.
Yeah, that's the park hopper pass. $2 something a person. And listen, we've done literally one ride. I have plans on doing the Tower of Terror, the
Oh,
Rock and Roller
okay.
Coaster. And like if nothing else happens, I'm happy and I feel like we got our money's worth. Because it is that impressive. So in case you're wondering what their COVID precautions are, if you have proof of vaccination, you're not required to wear the mask. If you don't have your proof of vaccination, you will be required to wear your mask in closed spaces.
I'm so excited to get to ride on the Falcon for the first time. Look, there it is again. beautiful. It's words cannot express the feeling of joy of being here, being next to the Falcon, for real. It's right there.
For really real.
It's so close. There's so much to see everywhere you go.
That's right.
You can't, especially as a deep-rooted Star Wars fan, you can't walk anywhere without going, oh, look at that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and then you're just deconstructing everything the entire time you're here.
Hello, my friends. I am Hondo Onaka, and this is Onaka Transport Solutions.
On in. You guys can swing around to your right. Pilots in the front, gunners in the middle, engineers in the back. 3 rows of 2, friends. Okay.
Face
3 rows
them.
of 2. Pilots up front, gunners in the middle, engineers in the back.
You're up there.
There we go. Yeah, over there.
Flight crew, straight ahead. Pilots up.
Good luck to you all. You might need it. Today's flight takes you to the planet Corellia. You will be
Corellia, we're going to
intercepting a
Corellia.
first order train shipment of coaxium. Gunners, you clear the path. Yes, keep shooting. They've locked onto us. Take evasive action.
So we just flew the Falcon. Chewie's
Well,
angry.
Well, y'all crashed the Falcon.
Hey, I did not hit a single thing. Somebody was bouncing us off the floor,
Right.
and then off the roof,
Like
and then
the
off
first,
the floor
as,
again.
as soon as it was Josh's turn, because Josh was one of the pilots. As soon as his turn to push something or move something, he does it, and it's like, okay, yeah.
Hey, Jay.
And then they're like, okay, pilot number 2. Oh goodness, they're like, pilot number 2, go ahead and do your thing and direct us so we don't hit stuff. And then as soon as something is coming up, just like Tina hitting the only car in the parking lot, he crashes us right into it.
Okay, so here's the deal. You go in, there's 2 pilots. There's a left pilot that does left and right, and then there's the right pilot that does up and down. Then there's 1 gunner or 2 gunners?
2 gunners, a left gunner and a right gunner. I was the left gunner.
Okay, and then a technician or an engineer, I think?
And a technician in the back who would activate cables and stuff like that.
Launch the tow cables and all that.
So I would.
Hey, we got 3 crates.
We did.
We got 3 crates of coaxium. That's more than Han and Tobias did.
That's
So,
right. That is more than they got. Plus,
so I mean, we're rich.
once we saw the TIE fighters, I started blasting. And,
Anyways, it started blasting.
so
Dude, I went after those TIE FOs. I'm just saying, because they went to the left, I was like, we're going. It's like forget the mission. We're going after the FOs.
Oh, there. What are you doing with that? Sending data to the Resistance.
Guys, I'm telling you, please, 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 somebody figure out what this says and put it in the comments here on YouTube.
Look
Weird.
at that. You've got Rebel Alliance helmets. You've got your that looks like Gold Leader's helmet. Right there.
Mandalorian jet
Dax helmets in the back. You got some B-Wing pilot helmets. You got a TIE pilot helmet. You've got some detonators. You've got a Shore Trooper helmet, some Rebel Commando helmets.
Alright guys, so we just left the First Order area.
Yeah, and now
We
we've
gotta
got
be
this,
getting close to the Build-A-Droid.
Because now we see this droid scrap area. Look, you got these poor Rogers. Look at them. It hurts me to see them in this state. But also, like, there's a Gonk droid being tortured. Droid Depot's right here.
Oh, there it is.
But look at that. You got another Gonk. You've got another R5 astromech, an R4 astromech, one of these big droids, and an R1 astromech. And it looks very much like the one.
R4 or R1 G7?
Yeah, that was at the Skywalker home. Not Skywalker, the Lars homestead
Lars Homestead.
on Tatooine during the purchase of the droids.
Man,
You've
look
got
at the
a
K2 unit.
You got a 2-1B medical droid. You've got a K2 security droid.
Obviously, Scum and Villainy version.
There's an RA7. There's a there's a mouse droid. There's a pit droid ahead to an L3 unit.
So we walked outside to hop in the line, and look who we see. He's mad at Mikey. He's mad at Mikey for crashing his ship.
Alright guys, so a little bit of an update. We've been waiting in line here for a minute just for the Droid Depot experience. So we're going to build a droid here at the droid shop. One of the things to keep in mind, they happen to have walk-ins today for the droid building experience.
Mikey T looks so angry in the background.
I know, he's so upset. They had open walk-ins today, but that's not always the case. So one of the things you want to do, like we mentioned earlier when we were going... Oh, there's a TIE fighter flying by.
Yep.
One of the things we mentioned earlier when we were going to eat and how you needed to do a reservation, in the My Disney Experience app, while you're planning your trip out, the day before you go to do these events, make sure you put in your reservation to do the Droid Depot experience the day before at least,
And
to try to get a
especially
spot.
the Build-A-Saber experience.
Right, and the reason I say that is because while there was walk-ins for the Droid Depot, there wasn't any walk-ins today for the Saber. So unfortunately, we won't be able to get you video coverage on the Saber building experience today, but maybe in the future, because of course we'll be back at some point.
Someone's asking,
All right, we get to start building our droids now. So Josh is going to build an R series astromech. I don't know if he's decided if he's doing R2 or something else. I'm going to do a BB series astromech. So first, well, I gotta get the
servo motor.
Yep, the internal servos. Let's see. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's for the underside of the head. Oh, those are legs. Ooh, do I want to do?
So I'm doing what's the body I'm doing?
Do I want to do the solid or do I want to do white?
I think you know you want to do the solid, bro.
Maybe.
Do the purple.
What?
You're into purple. You know you
I am into purple. Ooh. I also really like the BB9 head. Maybe. Nah. I'm thinking this is probably what I'm gonna go with. Either this or this. What do you think? Right or left?
I like that one better.
You like that one better?
Yeah.
You like that one better? Alright. I think that's all I need.
Yeah, I think you're done.
Now she's taking us over and we get to build our droid.
So what do we got going on here?
We're gonna build our droids.
So if you don't have a tech in front of you, you can just push a button and it'll flash your... There you go. And then you've got... actually, that's a screwdriver.
Yeah, but it's not a Dremel. That's a Dremel machine.
Close it so you can forge your droid.
With a screwdriver.
We gotta make sure it works. Alright, it works.
Abby's over here gonna screw everything up. Assuming he knows what's
Thinks he's a droid technician over here.
Thinks he's a technician.
So these gold legs are going to face the front. These
Okay.
gold pieces are going to face the front. You're going to connect this in here.
Okay.
Just make sure those gold pieces are facing the front. That's going to be the front of your droid.
Alright, so I gotta put on my motivator parts.
I'm going to have you drill them in.
Okay.
Is it a good motivator or a bad motivator?
It's always a good motivator.
There we go. Okay, now that foot. There's going to be a notch here that lines up with the notch inside.
Yep. So it's a notch right there.
Inside the shell. We're going to find this arrow right here in the arrow.
White and blue.
Okay.
And then so is it one on each side?
Yep, throw them in the tray.
Okay. Let me do just black on both sides.
Okay, and then you said white and blue?
Yeah.
Y'all ready?
Is it?
Double check. Okay, are you ready for activation?
Yeah. bait. Why throwing stuff? Stop throwing stuff.
Okay, and if he's like this and he's not fully connected to that magnet, just give him a spin and he'll fully connect. Okay. And we'll get yours activated in just a moment.
It's alive! Oh, buddy. Mine's better than yours.
Okay, we're gonna give him a test run. Now to drive your droid, you're gonna push these leg parts back.
Yep.
You're gonna push the feet down,
Okay.
and this foot back. There we go. I'll give it a test. Okay, are you ready for activation?
Let's do it.
Okay.
What does this one do?
That's your accessory button if you buy those blasters to connect.
All right, so that's a personality with no chip. I don't think the chip's in yet, right?
Press the red button. If the chip is not in there right now, we're gonna put that chip in right now if that's okay with you.
Sounds good. Looks good to me. This should be so R5, R4,
R5.
R566.
There you go.
Hey, yeah.
Okay, now to put in the personality chip, I'm just gonna turn off your droid.
There he goes.
You're gonna open this door panel right here.
I will try.
Now put that down in there. Have you give him a test run?
So you just open that, and then you just there's a slot that just plugs into.
Nice.
Okay, now. Turn your droid back on. Push the legs back. Push those feet forward.
Look at him go.
That can get droid.
Like that.
Oh, okay, there
And
it is.
Yeah. And now press that button.
you can see
We're
his
gonna hear
eyes.
different sounds.
All right, so it's a sound card.
Yep. It'll also interact differently throughout the land. Since yours is a scoundrel.
Scout?
A scoundrel.
Scoundrel, yes.
Kind of like a smuggler or Mandalorian.
What'd you say about me? What'd you say?
Okay, now your droids will interact with the land, with other droids, and on the rides. After 5 minutes of not playing with your droid, it will go into sleep mode. To wake it back up, you're just going to turn it off and back on.
Alrighty.
Press it.
I'm not doing anything to help. I don't know what's going on. I don't want it to fall out. All right, guys, that was building a droid. It was actually a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. On the way out, we went to Star Tours with a 5-minute wait.
And so this time it took us to, well, first the Star Tours got invaded by Vader and the Sky Troopers. Funny enough, Josh called it, and I was the rebel spy. So it was funny. We got to see Vader with the Sky Troopers and the other Stormtroopers. That was awesome. Then we got to fly all around Kashyyyk, and then we went to Naboo and got to see Jar Jar and Tarpals. Beautiful. It was so awesome. And
Yeah, we
there's
went
always
underwater.
a bigger fish.
That's true.
There's always a bigger fish. It's different every time. So
That
there you
wasn't
go.
even close to this time.
No, not even remotely. Totally different era. Totally different era. So there you go.
Yeah.
But a lot of fun. Guys, if you have the opportunity to ride Star Tours multiple times, you gotta do it. Because it's different every time. Guys, we're about to head out. We've done just about everything we could do today and cover for you guys. And unfortunately, I wish we had more days to cover more for you, but we only had one day to get this done. But we'll do more later. So don't you worry about that. Tune in for more. Stay tuned. Like, subscribe, follow us on social media, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, all that good stuff.
See you guys later. And that's a sign out from Batu.